walking with her, and I'm just building our relationship and how connected she is with me. So I'm using my pack drive, and when I'm using the e-collar, so I'm walking away, tap, 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 boost, 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 boost. Good girl. Tap, tap. So the boost was too high for her. Stop. Come on. Right now, I'm caring about good. I'm caring about the smelling because I want her to stay focused on me. That's why I asked you if she had to go to the bathroom, but I don't think she does, and I want her to get that right now. We just have to stay connected. Just for a little bit, Georgia, I was just doing a non-communication, just seeing where we're at, and now I'm going to go in to do the commands, add the hears into it, but I like to at first, especially with the dog that I haven't done anything with in a while, it just sees where she's at on the e-collar and like where she's at in knowing that she's got to stick with me.
Okay.
Georgia here? Good girl. Sit. Good. Down. Good. Georgia here? Good girl. Down. Release. Good girl. Release. Good girl.
Did you tap her on that down?
No.
Oh.
Here.
She's slowing it
Down.
downs for me. It's because I'm her mom.
Good. Here. Down. Down. Release. Good girl. Very good. So she wants to become a little bit avoided on the down. So I'm going to try using my hands a little bit more, kind of like a lure, like I had a treat. Dude, Georgia, here. Here. I tapped her once right when she jumped on you. Good girl. So watch. I'll kind of lure her in. Down. Tap. So too high. That e-collar got too high. I don't know when it switched, but it was kind of high right there. George, here. Good girl. Down. Down. Good.
What do you have the e-collar set at?
Now it's at 3. It was at 7 right then, and I didn't mean for it to be that high. Here. Good. So she got a little shut down from that, so I'm going to liven her up and then try it again. Here. Here. Down. Release. Good girl. Very good. Do you have a toy?
I know.
How we beat the pressure is by, right when I say the command, so let's say we were doing the hears, I would tell her, Georgia, here. The second that I say here, I would apply pressure. The second she gives me what I want, I release pressure. So she could, if she doesn't listen, she's going to continuously feel the pressure till she learns how to turn it off herself. So beating the pressure, if she gets really quick, she's just going to feel a tap because she's going to immediately respond, which is going to have her to turn off the tap quicker. So I use that for her. I'm not going to use it too much with obedience. Nope, down, tap, tap. There, because it was more of a correction. So the second that I saw it, I told her no, which was my verbal marker. I continuously tapped while moving towards her, so if I needed to have some extra help with my body or whatever, it would be there, but I've already started telling her something. I don't want to have it where I layer it on commands because I'll get her shut down. So right now I'm just using beating the pressure on faster movement stuff that she's going to be able to recover from.
So if she's taking off on you and she's not listening, and she's not listening, and I'm telling her to come back. I'm holding that pressure till she turns around and releases the pressure on her own and gives me what I want.
So you're talking more now in the correction phase. So
Okay.
you told her to do something, she's not doing it, so now she's taking off on you.
Right.
That's a little bit different. So I might have started, let's say we were doing that, she's taking off after something, I want her to beat the pressure, so I tell her, Georgia, here. She keeps going, now it's not working. So now what we would do is we would switch to tap, tap, tap as I continuously turn this up.
Got it.
And I would slowly turn this up until I get the dog. The second that it returns, all pressure goes off, a lot of praise, they come back to us. So that's called dialing up.
Okay.
What I'm talking about beating the pressure is, so Georgia here. Good girl, right here. So that time, the second I said here, I held pressure. I added movement so I could give her added pressure with the leash. I'll just practice where I'm doing that. So the second I say the command is when I'm tapping it, and I'm holding it until her head turns around.
Okay.
Okay? Georgia here. Good girl, very good. Georgia here. Good girl, very good. So she's not responding as much. This tells me I need to go up a little bit more. So now I'm at 4.
And we're potting.
Georgia here. Good girl, very good. That's a good girl. Hi. Very good. Georgia here. Good girl. And I want to get it where I'm not getting, see how she's going down and her head's really low? That's that avoidant behavior I'm talking about. I want to build her up from that. So Georgia, good girl. Very good. So a couple things that I can do. I'm choosing to use more engagement with her. So when I do get a response, I'm giving a lot of praise, a lot of movement, making myself really exciting. Could also use food to help get her out of that.
She's
avoidant
very
behaviors.
food motivated.
Yeah, so I could do that. So I'm going towards something. Georgia here. Good girl. Very good. But she also showed me, good girl. That's a good girl. See, I'm trying to get her head up. Wow. Very good. Hi, Georgia. I honestly wouldn't care too much if she was jumping up at me right now, because I need to bring her up. She's wanting to hunker down. I don't want that. So I've got to be careful with the e-collar to make sure I'm not getting that a lot.
Okay.
So right now I'm at 4. For me, I think that's too high right now. So I'm going to go back down to 3. Georgia here. Good girl. Very good. So now I'm going to go back to the pressure release. Georgia here. Good girl. That's a good girl. Very good. Georgia here. Good girl. Very good. And remember, here's when I start applying pressure. Good girl's when I let off. I'm pairing those two exactly at the same time. Now here's the other system. So with her, I would do 2. I would do, in the distraction setting, do the beating the pressure on, pressure off. When I'm doing commands, I'm going to allow her to have a second to make the choice. If she doesn't, then the e-collar starts in tandem. So it's that tap, tap, as I give continuous help. So I could be using food if I need. She doesn't need it. She's way past that. She just needs this. So Georgia here. Good girl. Sit. Good. She beat the pressure right there. Because see, if I would have done a pressure, no. Georgia. Good. Very good. No. Good. See how she wants to go down so much? So Georgia. Sit. I think with her here, Georgia here, sit. The pressure on, pressure off would be detrimental to her in this setting. Because I'm just gonna get her where she keeps doing that and she keeps like hunkering down. So if I need it, great, but I wanna make sure, and this is really where I would use food. Do you have food on you?
I do.
So I want you to start when you come in. You're starting your lesson with the no talking, just building communication. So you're just using the e-collar and you have a long line. So you're walking away. Every time her mind's away from you, you're applying pressure and just going tap, tap, tap while you add movement, because the movement is going to help bring her into pack drive. You can work on your spatial pressure at that point. So some you practicing your spatial pressure, you can experiment with applying e-collar pressure with your spatial pressure. So for instance, Georgia. So I want to get her to settle. So I go in, tap, tap, tap. Good. So I use the I didn't obviously use it. I didn't have it in my hand, but you could see that. But that would be the times that I would say it. and I'm applying it at the exact time. Tap, tap until the body goes down. And so what I'm doing is I'm now giving my spatial pressure some physical power, because along with the spatial pressure, I'm adding the e-collar, and that really helps when I'm trying to tone down a dog. If I practice it in this setting, then I can use it for when they're on a place and I want them to chill, and I go, hey, knock it off, right? And with each step I take, I'm doing something with that.
Great.
Then we would go into, for this dog, the pressure release is going to be good in the hears and only the hears right now, because the hears allow her to overcome the stimulus so quick, and you're going to get less of a chance of getting a shutdown dog. If you do the pressure release in the obedience command right now at the state, she's too sensitive of a dog that you're going to shut her down, and you're going to get a lot more of avoidant behaviors. So I want you with the pressure release to be doing it in the hears. So you would go, George, here, good girl, right? You're doing that, and the second you say here, you're applying pressure. The second that the dog turns and you would say good girl, you would release pressure. And you're doing that. Do it with some movement. Have a distraction out here. Make it where it's fun, and make sure that when you recover from it, Georgia, hi, you're getting her head, sorry, that was the leash. You're getting her head up. Good, Georgia, very good. Up. I want to really concentrate on that, building her up, because the e-collar, we want to be careful that it's not shutting her down. Now, in that too, you can do the tandem tappings in the obedience command. I wouldn't yet be doing it where you're going sit and holding pressure and go for this dog. This dog's too sensitive. You need a dog that's going to recover from that quicker to be able to do that. So for this dog, I would go sit, tap, tap, nope, sit if I need to, right? But the second I've said sit, she should be responding right away, or she starts feeling the taps, and I can do that for down. I can work that with the movement down. And then once you've done that, you've worked for 5-15 minutes. It depends on the dog, it depends on what your distraction is, but once you've got it where you're getting it solid, you don't even need to be pressing that button on the hears, and she's already responding. Then you would transfer the hears from the pressure release system to the tandem tapping, and now they're both working in that. You can bounce back and forth. If you feel like she's needing the pressure release again, or there's a squirrel that runs by, use it, because for things that there's more of a chance that she's going to not listen to, I want her to immediately feel pressure to respond right away.
That's when you're using the pressure release.
Reminder, like, you better listen.
That's the pressure release, not necessarily a tap. If she saw a squirrel and she took off, that's the pressure release. That's Georgia here with the pressure release.
Like, let's say she doesn't listen to the pressure release, and I'm working on a level 3, then I would Georgia here, no, here, right? Then I would be going to the tap, 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 and I would be dialing up. So I'd be slowly turning it, and I would just continue to turn it and tapping it until she responds. If that's 20, if that's 40, if that's 50, it doesn't matter. Whenever she does respond, immediately the pressure goes off. You give a big excitement, good girl, drive her in so she's going and she's recovering from that. And then go back to the pressure release. So turn your e-collar all the way back down to working level, so 3. So let's say we got to 20 there. She yipes, she threw her body, whatever. And then she's coming. Great, good job. Get over here. Turn back down the e-collar. Then go back into the pressure release. Walk towards that distraction again. Here, good girl, or whatever it is. You may have to do a few dialing up concessions. So you may go to 5 and then to 8 and then to 4, and you're kind of going back and forth, and you're seeing where she works. And then when she's back down to working pretty much normal, then I would go back to how I was originally. So I would do the tandem tappings as she needs it.
Okay.